Hi there.
I'm Angeline, and this is Brooklyn. And we have recently returned from social media marketing world. And the last day, on the very last speaker of this conference, Brooklyn, imagine this 2.5 days packed of workshop after workshop. We were tired, but we hung in there because the last speaker was Pat Flynn. He's an author, he's a YouTube star, and Brooklyn was very familiar with his work. And she kept saying, no, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And I was like, okay, so tired. I wanted to leave. She wanted to stay. And I'm like, okay. So we stayed. And I have to say, it was one of the most impactful things we heard through the whole conference. And we're so excited to bring this to you today as we're still processing how to use this concept. But it is the idea of creating episodes and series with your content that keeps people really engaged.
Pat Flynn, he wrote a book called Oversubscribed, and I've been quoting from it for years. And to see him speak in person, not only was what he said so powerful and sticky, but
Hmm.
going back to our previous episode about storytelling, his entire freaking presentation was a story.
Yes, it
And it's
really
the
was.
way that he presented the information within a story, a real
Hmm.
story, that made me go, oh my God, I don't even have to look at my notes. I don't even think I took notes
We don't, I
because
only have a few. Yes.
I was like, I remember the whole damn thing because it was
Hmm.
all one big whole story. And now all we can think about is how are we going to do this for us? How are we going to do it for our
Exactly.
clients? How are we going to get our clients to do it? How are we going to use this because it was so powerful? And then you went off and found some really great examples. And we have a client example that we're going to share towards the end. But man, Pat Flynn's whole framework, he called it easy. I'm going to let you explain what the
Mhm.
EASY stands for, but it's the easy framework for creating episodic content on your Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you put it. The easy
Hmm.
framework is what you need to follow for it to really hit home. And within his story, he was like, how can I use episodes in my stuff? And then he tried it one way and it didn't work.
Right.
And then
It
he's
didn't
like,
work.
ooh, what is it missing? Then he tried it another way and that didn't work. Oh, it's got these two, but it doesn't have that. And then
Hmm.
that's how he developed the four things that it has to have in order for it to work.
Well, that was another really powerful point before we get into what they stand for, but is that he didn't get it right on the first time. It took him about three different tries before he really figured out what the formula was and that worked for him and his audience. I mean, his content was about Pokemon cards. It's not something that we deal with, but it was such a good example of how, like, he tried this, nah, landed flat. And then he tried this for a while, and this was really hard. It took a lot of time. He had to interview people and all these things, and it was like a lot of work and didn't really work. And then he came up with this idea where he had a jingle made, and that seemed to, like, should I keep it or
Should
anyway?
I open it or keep it sealed? And then I
Yeah.
came home and I sang that, and my son was like, how do you know that jingle?
See?
I was
And
like,
so that made it really sexy hooky, right? But it
my
was
13-year-old knew that
really
jingle from Pat Flynn's
because he
episodes.
knew his audience for
Yep.
sure. He knew his audience.
Mhm.
But that's my point is like, don't get discouraged if you try something and it doesn't work right away. Keep at it, keep reiterating. Okay. E is for episodic. So stop posting one-off videos, build a series. So day one of 30 of trying to get my first paid speaking gig, right? Or renovating this like 1940s bungalow. Show a process or something that people really want to engage with and make you want to follow. We're going to show you some examples, so just hang tight. But E is for episodic. A,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and I love how he, specifically Pat Flynn's episode, he was like, okay, on this last go, his only intent is I'm gonna do this for 60 days straight. My only goal is to actually do this for 60 days straight. Every day, don't miss a day. That is my goal. Anything that else happens along the way is gravy if I can make it to 60 days. So when you said episodic, pick a number of days that you're going to do it and make that your goal. It's just to buckle down and make it through that many days and don't miss a day no matter what.
I love that so much. So amazing. And A is anticipation driven. So you want to end each episode with the hook for the next one, not like a cliffhanger gimmick, but a real question or something that you will reveal in the next one that makes them want to come back. Ooh,
Yeah.
gets me
And
so excited.
the example at the end of this that you showed me with the sheep or whatever, she
Yeah.
is great at that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. And S is for structured. So every episode in the series should have the same shape, the same formula, like the same intro link, the same visual cue, the same sign off. That predictability is really what builds it into a series.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's important too.
And I'm thinking about that just for myself. I'm about to I know I've been saying this for a while, but I'm going to stencil my entryway or my back entryway. And I think that an episode a day of that process, even if that's a 5 day situation,
Right.
people will want to see it
Yeah.
gradually getting more. And I
Yeah.
can repeat that.
I definitely think it is. When I see a one-off reel, like my algorithm shows me somebody that I can tell this is in the middle of a series or it's the beginning. If there's something that I want to see either before or after, I'm far more likely to follow them and then go back and
Mhm.
check. So that I think that's a really important point. The why of easy is that it yields a payoff. So every episode has got to build into something. You've got to have that finish line. You've got to have that big reveal at the end. It's got to be what people are waiting for.
Yeah. And we're not going to show this example, so I'm going to talk about it. But Pat Flynn, there is, it says guy kicks rock or something like that. I don't
I know I
remember
could
what the,
never find that example, I don't think, but
yes, but it's literally a guy filming his feet kicking a rock. Every day he kicks the same rock until it becomes a sphere. And you think that's never going to become a sphere. And then he speeds it up to like episode 126, and the damn thing is a circle. He is now kicking a sphere. And it's all about where he's kicked it. If he's at the grocery store, he's kicking the rock. If he's going down the street, he's kicking the
Mhm.
rock. If he's in Paris, he's kicking the rock. And he just kicks it every day and makes an episode. How simple is that? But the payoff is you think that's going to take until the next ice age for him to get that to be a rock, a sphere. Nope, it actually happened.
Yeah.
And that was, he said, hook, line, and sinker. But then oh, this, you're going to remember this. The people in the comments said,
Yes. Been here
I've
since day one.
been here since day one. And that's like, oh, I saw it before you started. That kind of thing. You want people to say, wow, that was amazing. I've been here since day one.
They actually feel pride that they've been on this journey with you. Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Love that.
Yes. Oh, I
So
just got
good.
chills. It's like making internet friends.
I
It's
know. It's
amazing.
so good. Okay. So should I show a couple of examples of great
Hell yes.
creating great?
Let's go. I love your
Okay.
examples. And then we'll
Okay.
show the one at the end of our client, and then we'll let you know.
Okay. Let's start with Tab's Farm. Okay, couple things to note here. This girl has 16 posts and 102,000 followers. And you think, oh, why is that? Well, I would encourage you to go follow her and figure it out for yourself. But because she is an excellent storyteller. Okay. So she does a lot of face to camera. She also does a lot of voiceover. But the one I want to show you here today is you want to play the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
I've been waiting to share this with everybody. Today we are getting a new member on the farm. Okay, I always get scared when I open this up because sometimes there's mice. Yeah. There was a mommy sheep who had two babies and she got separated from it. So when they found the baby and tried to bring it back to the mother no longer wanted it. But who wants it? Me, which means I'm going to bottle feed it 3 times a day. So come with me to prep for a baby sheep to join Tab's farm. Oh my gosh. Today we're going out with putting the chicken some of the organs. Also, the chickens are free range now. They're out all the time. Also, people keep asking me why I haven't taken this down yet, and that is because a mommy bird decided to make her nest in it. No, stop it. Okay, since Lewis isn't listening, today I'm going to show you how you put a chicken in timeout. Take his head and you put him in timeout. But then he listens, and look at this. I'm like not even touching him, and he's in timeout. And when he is done being mean, he's allowed to get back up. Are you done? You're gonna be kind? Go on. Oh my god. Eggs. What is this egg? Just look how tiny this one is. I can't believe I'm collecting eggs right now. This is not real. This is not real. This pen right here is going to be the sheep pen. First things first, I have a little house for him out here. He doesn't really be out here much unless he's like playing in the yard. But he has so much space in here. It literally goes all the way to the back of the fence. I just made it to the co-op and I have to go get bottles and formula in here. And I also have to pick up diapers because baby sheep is definitely going to be an indoor sheep. I was wondering if you guys had bottles. Oh, literally that is the, oh my gosh, that was the exact one I needed. And I'm gonna go get a little bed for him. Mark my words, this is the beginning of Tab's farm rescue. I'm picking out a bed. I feel like this might be our best bed. Thank you so much. You too. Thank you. I have everything, and now it is time to go set up everything for the sheep because the sheep is going to be here in 4 hours. This used to be the room that my baby chicks were in and the baby ducks. Now it's going to be a baby sheep room. He has no bedroom. His crate. And then I'm just putting this little bed on one side of it. Oh. The baby sheep is about 2 hours away. See you guys when I officially meet the new bottle baby sheep.
Okay, so who wants to see the next one? Me.
Me.
So cute. Okay.
That's me and said that they had a mommy sheep have 2 babies and she's neglecting one of them, that they needed somebody to take care of it. So today I am getting a bottle baby sheep. There are 6 hours until the sheep gets here. 5 hours until I get to meet our newest member on the farm. There are 4 hours until we get the newest member on Tab's farm. 3 hours until we get the newest member on Tab's farm. Okay, 1 hour until I meet the newest member on Tab's farm. 30 seconds until I meet the newest member on Tab's farm. Okay, I'm ready. Did he just make a noise? Get over here. Oh my gosh. What's this for? Oh, sheep dust, because it smells like sheep. No, it's anxious. Here you go, buddy. Oh my god, we really love you so much. Good night.
Okay.
Now I want to name him, and there's not another one. So guess what we're gonna do?
Follow.
Follow.
That's right. I mean, I love that example so much. I think she's a great storyteller. And I love how in the beginning when she's on the bed, and she's telling a story, but she cuts to some things in her story, then comes back to her in the bed. And, I think she does it very well. She has good editing. She has good storytelling. That's a great example. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and jump to the next one so you can. Now this one. Okay, we're jumping in this is Natasha Mini Home Remodels. And the one I want to show you is she's been doing this whole series of creating a Ralph Lauren store dollhouse. Okay, and I want to show you episode 38. Okay, so she's created a whole series.
I've been working on this Ralph Lauren inspired dollhouse renovation for the past 5 months, and I'm finally down to the last few details, starting with this display cabinet in the center of the store. I was drawn to the big display cabinets at the Ralph Lauren store, so I made my own in miniature, and the first item I'm adding is this tartan plaid buckled case that I purchased from another miniature artist. Next, I'm stacking all of my miniature tartan plaid blankets that I made from the collars and cuffs of the vintage Ralph Lauren shirts that I sourced online. I personally love a comfy, cozy Christmas blanket thrown on the couch during the holiday season, so I had to include them in my Christmas store. I love how realistic these folded blankets look with their label on the front. They look super plush and ready for Christmas movie night with the family. One of my favorite ways to decorate for the holidays is with big accent pillows, so I made sure to include those in my store as well. I made several pillows with the same upcycled fabric and tucked those into the cabinet right next to the blankets. After the inside of the cabinet was stocked, I started working on styling the top of the cabinet, starting with this big floral arrangement I made yesterday. I also added a miniature gold nutcracker and a gold little trumpet too. On the other side of the cabinet, I have a glass jar that I filled with green, gold, and red ornaments, and then I 3D printed this glass candy jar to fill with my favorite holiday candy, peppermint candy canes. This is really weird, but I love to buy candy canes at the end of the holiday season and then save them for a couple of months so that they get stale, because then they get super chewy and they're so good that way. Okay, anyway, I kept the decor on top of the cabinet pretty basic. That way you could still see the full shelves behind it. And I really love the way it turned out. I think it looks so pretty. And now the entire inside of the store is complete. So it's time to work on the storefront windows.
So I dare you to see that and not go back and watch some more of the episodes, right?
Hey, I'll
That
tell you what, that'll be so much more riveting than watching Britney Spears, because I have been watching that train wreck for 3 days and I don't know why.
I don't know either. But that was the first episode that TikTok showed me, was that one. And of course I followed her and then I shared it with my sister and I'm like, oh, mom would have loved this, like just that whole so not only did I follow, but I saved it and I shared it with my sister. Right.
Yes. And
So
it triggered a memory of someone else.
100%.
So specific. And I wonder why TikTok showed that to you.
I don't know.
But
That
I'm
is a
glad they
very
did.
I think maybe because I had followed a lot of the Ralph Lauren Christmas decor, at one
Mhm.
point. And so I think that's why, because she was
Interesting.
talking about the Ralph Lauren Christmas store, because the miniature has no relevance to me at all, but the Ralph Lauren Christmas did. So the fact that she's now bringing in something else into her content, brilliant, brilliant on every level. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. My episode or episodic example is not quite as riveting as that, but like we've said before, I manage influencers, and one of our clients is a stylist, and she works with clients, and all that content of her working with clients at the store shopping for their new wardrobe often gets captured, and then we edit it down to reels and we make it episodes. Well, she took Matt Calloway shopping, and I'm going to share that so
Okay.
you can just see how that fit together. Matt needed a new wardrobe. He has been working out or whatever, and she took him to buy some new clothes for his wardrobe. Each one that I want to show you here, notice it's not every single day. It's not all of her content, but this is part one, part two, part three, part four, and then it keeps going part five, part six, part
Mm-hmm.
seven, and then he's getting his clothes tailored, part
Mm-hmm.
eight. And I believe there's another one, part nine, and that might be the final one there. But either way, it's at least a 9 to 10 part series, and it worked really, really well. She sold quite a bit of men's clothing, although she is predominantly a female clothes stylist. All the females on her feed are like, oh my gosh, I need her to style my husband. So it was a really great segue and a new vertical of content for her that ended up working really well. So let's just watch number one and then we'll watch number two.
Ooh, I like it already.
See that? Shack it.
I think I'm a shacket guy. Look at that.
It looks really sharp. Do you see how it comes in just so tailored nicely and it fits
Yeah.
your broad shoulders here at the same time?
And I like the shoes with everything.
Your arms are a little long. Look at the difference between this altered arm versus that one. Gentlemen, alter your sleeves, please. We're not going to button it.
It's a fall outfit.
fall, winter, you're in Dallas, so this could almost be a winter.
So I could get other ones like this. And
So
have
what I would
blue.
suggest, watch this. We're gonna pretend. You wanna look really hot, watch.
Look really hot?
You wanna look really
Yeah.
hot? Okay. See the difference between the Henley and this
Yeah.
light V fitted thick tee.
It's a different look.
Now, you can go meet a client.
Meet my wife for lunch.
You can even go on a casual date.
With who?
Your wife.
Yeah.
You're gonna have nightmares now.
I like the Henley look better, but I like this too. Love this thing.
It's great, isn't it? So shackets are good for you. I really like the gray.
I like the yeah. Jacket time. Jacket time.
We'll need to
I love the jacket.
Okay. So anyways, he loves the shacket. That's great. Whatever. But then you want to see, because of his personality specifically, I think it helped it, because you want to see
Yeah.
what his thoughts are on the next one. So we're going to do 2 more and not play them the whole time. But I want you to notice that 4,551 likes. This one got 495. But I believe that the uptick happened because the first one was the first of a series, and now people are invested and they want to watch the second. So they turned on maybe notifications or something.
This is too long. That's floppy. You don't like your sleeve rolled?
No, I like it rolled.
You said you
I
didn't
just don't
like
like it flared out.
But that's what's going to happen with this material.
Oh, I hate that. It
Yeah.
looks sloppy.
Exactly. So we're gonna go back to square one. We don't like it rolled because it's not gonna work. Let me try something actually.
Well, yeah, there was a button here that I didn't button.
So these are too long. So if when you roll, it hits you where it's supposed to hit, unrolled, it's going to be too long. Does that
This
make
is too
sense?
long. No.
But we can get this altered. Remember,
Oh.
nothing is made to fit you. This isn't custom, so we have to get it altered to fit you. So you love this kind of
I like this
t-shirt
shirt.
button down.
Okay, so great. Awesome. So now we've got that. And then what's wrong with the fit of your jeans?
Oh, you feel good. That's the good check.
Looks good. Let's bring this up.
Okay. So what I want to talk about here specifically with Matt's content is there's a feature inside of Instagram that I also think helped make this so successful, and that we applied to the other client content that she had. On Instagram, you can link reels.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go and you post a reel, there is a part when you go to edit it in the 3 dots that says link a reel. You can link it to a previous reel. It has to be linked to a reel that's already posted. Obviously, it's got to exist. It will pull up the feed and say, which reel do you want to link it to? So once we had the second reel, we went in, edited it, and linked it to the first reel. Okay. And then we went to the first reel and linked it to the second one. So that when you're watching that first reel, you can literally click a little pill at the bottom now that says watch part 2. You're limited in characters. So then in part 2, it says watch part 3. And in part 3, so on and so forth. So it's kind of like when you're watching a YouTube like you are right now, it's going to suggest the next episode that you should watch. That's what Instagram does now too. And that's been a feature that's come about in about the last 6 to 7 months. And we started using it, and Instagram really promotes those series. So,
Okay, I have a question about that. So let's say you post the first one. Well, you can't really do anything until you post the second one. But then once the second one is posted, you go back to the first one and then you edit and then say watch part 2.
yes.
Is that
So
how you logistically
once
do
you
it?
have 2 in the series, exactly, you can go back to the first one,
First one and
click
edit.
on the 3 dots in the top right hand
Yes.
corner. About 3/4 of the way down, it says link a
Yes.
reel.
So you
Then
can't do it
wanna-
when you're creating it because you don't
Mm-mm.
want to go backwards. You want to wait till you have the second one. Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
I just wanted to be real clear on that for anybody who's
Yes.
thinking about how to do it.
And for the second episode, so let's say you only have 2, if you want to,
Yeah.
just to keep them in that loop,
Yeah.
because people like to binge watch episodes, right?
Mhm.
Well, they don't have part 3.
Mhm.
But if Tab's Farm had linked back to an earlier episode, maybe to the very beginning, I would have gone through and caught up to that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you have a part 2 and you can't link to part 3, you can link back to the beginning.
Yeah, that's
Then
true.
go back and edit the linked reel on this one to part 3 once you have it.
Yeah. So
So,
so you can change the link too. So
yes.
I just love that. And I think we underuse it. So we want more people using it so they don't take it away.
Yeah, and one other thing that I think if you do not currently have a series in your feed, go back and think about a category of content that you have. Maybe you're also a social media marketer and you talk about YouTube and you've got like 4 reels that specifically touch on YouTube tips. Go back and link all your YouTube tips together because they're sprinkled throughout your feed. You can say more YouTube help. Click here, YouTube part 2, and you can call them different parts. Or like Dr. Croc, if he has episodes specifically about AFib, or if Carrie and Bronze Me Baby have specifically tips about what not to do before you get a spray tan, or what to do after a spray tan. Link those together.
Right.
So
Right.
you can link things together by topic. I know that I have a client, her name's Nanette with Sweet Fringe Benefits, and she's got a series called White Shirt and Jeans, episode
Mhm.
like 36. And every
Right.
time she wears some sort of white top and jeans, she calls it part 32 or part 33, or I don't even know what part it is. She can literally link those together. You can go back and do it. Just like you can go back and add things to a highlight. You know, you can go back after the fact and add stories to a highlight. You can do this too.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, made me think of some things. I was taking notes. I love that. Well, okay. So I want you to, as we wrap up, I want you to think about how can you create a series with whatever it is that you talk about, whether it's a personal or whether it's a business or a creator, whatever you are. You can do some kind of series. You can do some kind of episode. I know we're still like ideating of what we can do for everybody. This is a fun topic. So anyway, spend some time, dwell on this, look for some good examples, be inspired, and make some magic. Love
Amen to that.
it. Okay, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.